Hello guys, welcome back to Analytics with PM. So in this video, I'm going to demonstrate one new project which is basically a Blinkit store data. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to ingest this data into our lakehouse, and in Fabric, we are going to create one data flows and two in which we are going to process this data, and we are going to store it into our lakehouse. And after then we are going to create a semantic model out of it, and all the calculations what are all required. Basically we are having a BRD in which all the KPIs are mentioned. So the calculations which are involved in that, uh, we are going to create those calculations in our semantic model, and after then we are going to import this semantic model into our Power BI report. Okay, so basically in Power BI report, in this project I have majorly focused on to the formatting part. So basically you can see the beautiful dashboard which I have created. So you can also create this kind of beautiful dashboard. So please stay connected to this video, and so please like, comment and subscribe to my channel. So guys, let's back to screen. So let me show you the folder. Basically I'm having a folder in which I'm having all the information, just like I'm having the data set. So basically we are having a Excel workbook. Okay, we are having the business requirement document, and we are having some of the PNGs which we are going to use in our Canvas app. Okay, so here we are having the step for the project. Okay, so let me show you the steps what we are going to perform here. So basically we are going to requirement gathering, business requirement. Okay, I will show you about the business requirement document, in which I will walk through each and every step what we are going to do and what the requirements are. Okay, after then I will walk you through the data. So basically we are having an Excel workbook, so I will walk you each and every column. Okay, after then we are going to set up a connection. So we are going to load this Excel workbook into our Fabric account. So in Fabric account we are going to create one of the lakehouse, and in lakehouse we are going to ingest our Excel workbook. Okay, after then we are going to use a data flows and in which we are going to do some data cleaning operation. Okay, after then we are going to perform the data modeling, data processing and DAX calculation. Basically as per the business requirement there will be some of the calculations involved. So we are going to use DAX functions for to the calculations. Okay, and after then we are going to dashboard layout outing. Okay, so basically for to the Blinkit you can see we are having the Blinkit app. Let me show you here. Let me search Blinkit. Okay, so basically it is having the background color as yellow, and blink is black, and IT it is in green color. So basically we are going to design like this. Okay, after then we are going to uh, create some charts, and we are going to format those charts. Okay, after then we are going to create a dashboard report development. Okay, after then we are going to generate some insights from this project. Okay, so let me quickly walk you through about the data set. I have already opened the Excel workbook. Okay, so basically it is having the item information. Okay, so the columns are just like item fact content, item identifier, item type, just like it is having baking goods, breakfast, canned. Okay, after then outlet establishment year. So basically it is showing the year information. Okay, also we are having outlet identifier. So it is a unique key to identify uh, the each and every outlet. Okay, so basically we are also having outlet location type, whether it is tier 1, tier 2 or tier 3. And we are having the outlet size. Basically it is high, medium and small. Okay, outlet type, basically it is whether it is a grocery store or a supermarket, supermarket type 2, type 3. Okay, so basically we are also having the item visibility. So basically in the superstore markets, we are having some of the items placed. So this column is showing the visibility, so the item is visible or not. Okay, how much percentage it is visible, so this kind of information this column is showing. We are also having the item weight. Okay, item weight and the sales information also we are having, the price. Okay, after then we are having the ratings from 1 to 5. Okay, so basically this is our data set. So now let me quickly go to our workspace and okay, let me create one of the new workspace as a Blinkit. As you can see, we have successfully created our workspace. Okay, now I am going to create one of the lake house, because we have to store our data into our lake house. Okay, it is asking for upgrade. Okay, let me, basically I am using a trial account. Okay, let me name it as a Blinkit. Okay, so basically, when you are going to create a lake house, it will be having the two options. First one is the table section, and another one will be the file section. So from to the file section, you have to click on the three dots and you have to go to upload files. Okay, here we are going to choose our file. Okay, this one is our file, and overwrite if already exist. Okay, so from to the file section, you can see we have successfully loaded our data. Okay, now what we are going to do, we are going to create one of the one of the data flows Zen2. Let me name it as a Blinkit. So basically in this data flow Zen2, we are going to do some of the cleansing operation. Okay, let me get the data from our lake house. Okay, so let me choose our file. Under the file section, we are having our file. Okay, this one is our file. So let me create it. So here also we are not going to follow the medallion architecture. As in my previous video, I have already shown how we can implement the medallion architecture. So most of the clients are following the medallion architecture. If the client is following the medallion architecture, you have to create three different lake houses, just like bronze, silver and gold. Okay, and you have to move the data across. Okay, let me click on to the table. Okay, so basically we have successfully loaded our data into our data flows Zen2. So here we are going to do some of the transformation. Okay, so just like here you can see, it is low fat and regular. Basically we are having low fat and regular. So there are some more values, just like LF, low fat in small, and reg is basically regular. So we have to keep the same like this. Okay, reg we have to keep as regular, and low fat this lower code, and LF to low fat. Okay, So here we are going to replace it. So let me write it down, LF, and we have to replace it with low fat. Okay, now this low fat too. Okay, let me again go to replace values. And also reg to regular. Okay, now basically we are having the two items only. Okay, so let me click on the entire list. Okay, now let me check one by one. Okay, so basically you have to check with the help of a column quality. Okay, so basically it is showing 100%. It is also showing 0% error. Okay, let me scroll. Okay, so basically we are having everything okay. So here there are some of the blanks present, so it is showing as empty. Oh, it is not an issue, it will show as null. Okay, okay, now let me give our destination to lake house. Okay, let me rename it to Blinkit only. Let me publish this data flow. So guys, as you can see, our data flow has been successfully published. Okay, so now we have to create a semantic model out of the table which is present in our lake house. Okay, so let me click here into our lake house. Okay, so basically this is our table. Now let me create a new semantic model. Let me name it as a Blinkit. So here we are not going to create a calendar table because in our data we are not having a date column, we are having a year column. So basically calendar table is not required here. Okay, so you can see our semantic model has been created. Okay, so now here we are going to create the measures and the KPIs which are needed for our project. Okay, so all the calculations we are going to perform here. Basically, if we have to create a calculated column, we have to go to our data flows and to, and there we have to create our calculated column in Power Query Editor. Okay, so after then we have to publish it, so it will start replicating in our semantic model when we will refresh it. Okay, so now let me go to our BRD so that I can show you what are all the requirements we are having. Okay, so basically business requirement to conduct a comprehensive analysis of Blinkit sales performance, customer satisfaction, and inventory distribution to key identify insights and opportunities for optimization using various KPIs and visualization in Power BI. Okay, so basically the KPI requirements are total sales, the overall revenue generated from all items sold. Okay, so basically we are going to create one card visual, and in that card visual we are going to create one of the measure like total sales, and that will be the sum of total sales. Okay, so it will be uh, displayed in the card visual. So all these KPIs we are going to display in our card visual. So the next will be average sales, average revenue per sales, number of item, total count of different items sold, average rating, the average customer rating for items sold. Okay, so basically these are the KPI requirements. Now let me move to other. So granular requirements. Okay, total sales by fat content. Okay, so objective analyze the impact of fat content on total sales. So basically we can create any of the card, and we have to show total sales by fat, total sales by item type, fat content by outlet for total sales, total sales by outlet establishment. Okay, so these things we have to show in our Power BI report. Now let me move to chart requirement. Percentage of sales by outlet size. Analyze the correlation between the outlet size and total sales. Okay, so basically we have to show the correlation between the outlet size and the total sales. Okay, sales by outlet location. Okay, all metrics by outlet type. So basically here we are going to give a metric visual in which we are going to give total sales, average sales, number of item, average rating, broken down by different outlet types. Okay, so basically with the help of outlet types we are going to display these. Okay, and that's it. So let me see what are the topics we have covered. So basically requirement gathering, business requirement, this is done. Data walkthrough, this is also done. Data connection, data cleaning, quality check, data modeling. Okay, data processing. Okay, up to here we are done. We are going to create the DAX calculations, dashboard layouting, charts development and formatting, dashboard report development, insight generation. Okay, so basically from to the DAX calculations we are pending. So let me go one by one and create all these KPI visuals. Not a KPI visual, basically the measures which are required for these KPIs. Okay, so let me move to our semantic model. Okay, so now let me take the total sales. Okay, create a new measure. Total sales will be sum of sales. The second will be average sales. Okay, it will be average of sales. Number of items. Okay, so here we have to count each and every row. Here we have to use count rows, and here we have to provide the table name. Table name is our Blinkit. After then we have a average rating. Okay, average of, we already have a rating column. Okay, our all the measures are created. Okay, now let me open the Power BI report. Let me place one by one the card visuals. Also, we are going to perform some of the styling and beautification of the report. So we are going to add some logos and the shape in our uh, canvas. Okay, now let me quickly connect to the semantic model. Okay. Okay, so now we are going to add one of the shape. Let me take this shape. Okay, let me format it a little bit. Okay. Okay, now we are going to uh, color this one as a yellow color. So basically Blinkit is having yellow and green colors. So let me go and take a color. Okay. So rounded will be near about, I'm going to keep as 20, and the color we are going to give as FFD200. Okay, this color we are going to use. Now let me turn off this border, and shadow we are going to turn it on. Okay, now you can see it is looking some perfect. Okay, so now we have to insert one of the text box. Okay, here in the text bar we are going to write Blinkit, and it will be, I'm choosing this, and the font will be this, and the size we are going to take it as, okay, 36. Okay, it will be in the center. Okay, let me place it here. Okay, now what we are going to do here, we are going to turn off the background. Okay, okay, now it is looking perfect. Now again we are going to copy it. Here we are going to write down India's last minute app. We are going to select it and we are going to use, okay, let me bold it. Okay, now we are going to place it below Blinkit. Okay, now it is looking perfect. Now here also, as you can see, let me show you. So basically you can see the logos. It is showing IT as in green color. Okay, so basically they are using their formatting as a backend as a yellow color, and this the formatting is like this only. So we are going to follow the same. Okay, now here let me go, and for IT we are going to choose another color. Let me choose any of the dark color. Okay, now you can see it is looking fine. So okay, now we are going to create the KPIs. Okay, so let me go to data. Let me go to build and let me use the card visual. I'm going to use this new card. Okay, so here simply we are going to drag our fields. So one by one, total sales, average sales. Okay, let me add them. Total sales, average sales, number of items, average rating. Okay, okay, so basically we have to do some of the formatting for this. Let me go to our format. Okay, so here in the layout, okay, we are going to choose as a grid. Style will be tiles and maximum rows will be 2 and column will be also 2. Okay, and space we are going to use as 0. Okay, height we are going to use at 270 and width we are going to use as 570. Okay, now let me go to the callout values. Okay, here font I'm going to choose as okay this one, and right, let me keep as 21. Okay, okay, now alignment will be left. Now let me go to labels also. Here let me give okay the same. Okay, do some darker color for this, not bold. Position let me choose as below. Okay, okay, now let me go to our card. Let me turn on the shadow. Okay, okay, here we are going to use rounded rectangle. Okay, the, the pixel we are going to use as 10x. Okay, padding we are going to use as wide. Here also we are going to use 40% transparency. Okay, border we don't want, so I'm going to turn off it. Accent bar, okay, we want this, and width will be 5. Okay, the color we are going to use as a green color. Okay, this is fine. Okay, so as you can see, we are having the titles in the smaller letter, so we have to convert it into a capital letter. Okay, so let me go to our build. Okay, here you can change it. Okay, we are done with our this. Now we have to add some of the images. Okay, okay, so now we are going to add the images in our card. Okay, so first of all, let me go to cards, and here we have to select the total sales. Background image we are going to take for this as okay, we already have this. Okay, and normal fit to fit. Okay, and transparency we are going to keep it as 40%. Okay, now it is looking fine. Okay, Now we have to add some of the images to all these card visuals. Okay, so let me go to images. Let me select the total sales. Let me turn on this image, and for total sales we are already having all the images. Okay, here size we are going to choose as not auto, we are going to choose as 25. Okay, we are going to keep it as up. Okay, in the similar way we are going to use for average sales also. It will be up or it will be 25. Okay, now for two, the total number of items. For average rating we are going to use this image. Okay, so all these images I will provide in our description. Okay, so now you can see all are looking perfect. Okay, so as you can see here, it is showing the 2 decimal points, so we have to remove it. Okay, so let me go to our cards. Average sales, as 0 we are going to keep. Okay, and for to the average rating we are going to give as 1 decimal point. And for number of items we are going to use as 0. Display units none. Okay, now for to this total sales and average sales we need a dollar. We want to show it in currency. Okay, so here in the properties for to the total sales I am going to choose as currency, and it will be in dollar. Okay, similarly for average sales we are going to choose as currency, and it will be in dollar. Okay, okay. Now you can see our card visuals are looking perfect now. Now let me go to our next requirement. Okay, so our next requirement is total sales by fat content, total sales by item type, fat content by outlet for total sales by outlet establishment. Okay, so basically for these we have to create some more calculations. Okay, so let us see how we are going to create it. Okay, okay, so for now let me create a placeholder for this. Okay, let me go to insert and let me take a rounded rectangle. Okay, this one. Okay, now here we are going to give the height as 500 and width as 554. Okay, let me turn on the shadow. Okay, for to the fill, we are going to use the white color. Border we are going to turn off. We take it as a 3. Okay, and here transparency I'm going to add it as 10%. Okay, now you can see it is looking fine. Okay, so for now let me go to, so basically we have to create some of the field parameter. Okay, so additional KPI metrics, it is showing as average sales, number of item, average rating, vary with fat content. Okay, so here just check what I'm going to do here. Let me go to our semantic model and let me create a new parameter, field parameter we are going to create, going to name it as a matrix. Okay, here we are going to add one by one total sales, average sales, number of items, and average rating. Okay, let me create it. Okay, so as you will create it, it will create one more table. Okay, so you can see we got one more table, and let me, okay, so let me refresh it here. Okay, so basically let me create one of the donut chart. Okay, for this donut chart I will show it as total values and total sales by fat content we have to show. Okay, it is showing as low fat regular. Okay, so for total sales here we are going to use our matrix. Okay, now you can see it showing. Now let me add one of the slicer also. Okay, so basically whatever you will select, it will show according to that. Okay, now with the help of a field parameter we have created this kind of slicer and the donut chart. Okay, so now let me format it a little bit. Okay, so now let me do some of the formatting for this matrix, this slicer, and as well as this uh, donut chart. Okay, so let me go one by one. Let me select this slicer. Okay, let me go to format and in title. Okay, we don't want the title, so the slicer setting will be in the slicer setting. We have to select it as a tile. Okay, selection, it will be a single select. Okay, let me go to values. Let me give as 9 and the color will be black. Okay, go and give the background color as yellow. Okay, okay, slices header, we have to turn it off. Let me drag it to here. Okay, now let me quickly format this donut chart. Okay, here in legends, we need at the top left. Okay, text let me give as 8 and color should be black. Okay, let me go to slices, color, for low fat, let me give the color as CDA 900. Okay, you can choose the same color. For low fat, I am going to use the color as 568949. Okay, in spacing we are going to give it as 75%. Okay, now let me go to properties. Okay, here we have to give the height and width. So height will be 230 and width will be 220. Okay, now let me format it a little bit more for detailed level. Okay, let me choose it as a data value. Color will be black. Okay, font will be semi bold. Okay, now let me go to title and change the title to fact content. Here the font will be semi bold and it will be 10. Okay, Check if it is working or not. Yeah, it is working fine. Okay, so now let me take another visual. Okay, here we have to choose, we have to show the total sales. Okay, let me go to add one text box. Okay, not a text box. We are going to use a card visual. Here we are going to use as a total sales. Okay, so here we have to do some of the formatting. Okay, keep it as a semi bold and it will be near about 20. Okay, category label let me turn off, and let me format it to little low. Font size should be, let me give as 15. Okay, okay, now it is looking perfect. Okay, okay, now let me add the another chart. Let me go to our BRD. Okay, so total sales by item type. Okay, this we will keep afterwards. So let me go to the third number, fat content by outlet for total sales. Okay, compare total sales across different outlets segmented by fat content. Access how other KPIs vary with fat content. Okay, so now here what we are going to do, here we are going to take a clustered bar chart. Okay, here in y-axis we are going to take as outlet location, and onto the x-axis we are going to choose as a matrix. Okay, and in legend we are going to put item fat content. Okay, now let me go to format. First let me go to legend and should be semi bold and it should be 8. Okay, color I am going to choose as a black. For title, okay, now let me go to properties. Okay, here let me give 230 and 220. Okay, now title should be off. Okay, let me go to x-axis. Here we are going to values and title both are off. Okay, now let me go to bars. Okay, for regular let me choose yellow color. Okay, and for to low fat we are going to choose as a green color. Okay, data labels let me turn on. Side we take it as 8. Okay, color should be black. Okay, okay, for y-axis let me take the same. Color should be black. Okay, okay, now let me go change the title. Title will be fed by outlet. Take it as 10. Okay, now let me place it here. Okay, now it is looking perfect. So let me check if it is giving the exact result. Okay, okay. So now let me move to our second one. Okay, total sales by item type. Okay, so let me take stack bar chart. So here onto the y-axis we are going to take as item type. Okay, onto x-axis we are going to take the matrix. Okay, now let me quickly format it. So title will be item type. Okay, it will be the semi bold will be 10 and the color will be black. Okay, and in effects, okay, now y-axis we have to go, and here we have to turn off the title. Okay, and in x-axis also we have to turn the values and the titles. Okay, now let me go to bars and let me choose it as a yellow color. Data labels let me turn on, and it should be outside in. Values will be UI bold will be 9 and black. Okay, for 2 here also we should take a black color. Okay, so place it here. Okay, so basically our this visual has been successfully created. Okay, so now you can see we should use one separator line so that it should show in differently. Okay, so let me insert one line. Okay, not a black color but this color. Let me copy it. In 90 degree. Okay. Okay, so now let me move to next requirement. Okay, so basically this one. Okay, so percentage of sales by outlet size. Okay, so here let me go and create a line chart. Okay, first of all, let me keep this placeholder. Okay, let me copy it and place it here. Okay, for now here we are going to take on x-axis outlet establishment, and onto the y-axis we are going to take it as a total sales. Okay, now for to the formatting, let me go and format it. Okay, so first of all let me give the height as 235 and width we are going to give as 473. Okay, okay, now let me go to title and give the title as outlet establishment. Okay, let me choose it as a semi-bold and let me keep it as 10. Okay, now let me go to x-axis and turn off the title and value let me give as 8. Okay, and give as a black. Similarly for to the y-axis also we are going. Okay, now let me go to create this chart, percentage of total sales by outlet size. Okay, so let me go here and let me copy this donut chart. Okay, okay, so here what we are going to change, here we are going to take in legend we are going to take it as a outlet size, and in values we are going to take the total sales. Okay, now we have to do some of the formatting for this. So let me go to style and height will be 225 and width will be 275. Okay, after then title will be outlet size. Okay, Go to the slices. Choose the color to 73B761. Okay, we choose for small 568 949. Okay, and for to the high we are going to choose different color, that is FFD400. Okay, okay, this is done. Now let me go and check the next. Sales by outlet location. Okay, so here what we are going to do, we are going to create one of the funnel chart. Okay, and in values we are going to take it as a sales. Okay, and in category we are going to take outlet location type. Okay, now let me go to title and change it to outlet location. Semi bold and 10. Okay, height will be 230, width will be 261. Okay, data labels, let me turn on. Okay, so it should be inside. Values will be semi bold. Okay, 9 black. Okay, conversion rate, let me give as gray color. Okay, for tier 1 we are going to select the different color. For tier 3, yeah, so it will be CDA 900. For tier 2 it will be F0D3613. P6B. Okay, and for to the tier 1 it is going to be ABD4A0. Okay, this one is also done. Okay, So our last visual is the matrix visual. Let me all matrix by outlet type. Okay, total sales, average sales, number of item, average rating, broken down by outlet types. Here let me take one matrix visual. Okay, in rows we are going to set as outlet type. Values we are going to keep the total sales, number of items, average sales, average rating, item visibility. Okay, here let me do some of the formatting. Okay, okay, let me go to layout, and in style let me choose as minimal. Okay, and it will be tabular. White. Okay, let me take it as 10. Okay, for vertical also color will be white. It will be 10. In values it will be semi bold and black. Column subtotals let me turn off. Row subtotals turn off. Column headers take it as 8, semi bold and black. Okay, now row headers the same we are going to do, semi bold. Let me keep it as 9 and it will be black. Okay, so here one thing I need to change. First of all, let me go to build, and here we have taken item visibility. Let me rename it as item visibility. Okay, and it will be not the sum, it will be average. Okay, take the border as white. Okay, go to specific column, and first of all total sales. Here the background color will be FFD 200. Okay, and display units will be thousands. Okay, now let me choose the number of items. Here the text color will be 26B103. Using the text color, let me keep it as black. Okay, background color I have to choose 26B103. Okay, let me choose the another one, average sales. Here the background color will be E19490. Okay, text color, let me take it as white. Take the next one, average rating, and average rating the color will be 5583AA. Okay, like in the middle color will be white. Okay, for item visibility, let me take the background color as F0D3 6B. Okay, like the middle. Okay, okay, now it is done. Let me now format it a little bit. Okay, it is looking perfect. Now we have to add some of the slicers. Okay, now let me add some lines to this. Okay, so let me copy this one. Copy this one. Copy this one. Okay, now you can see it is looking fine. Okay, now what we have to do? Okay, for this we have to add the title also. Let me select this one. Let me go to format and title, turn on, and it should be outlet type. should be 10, the same what we are keeping. Okay, now most of the things are done. We are left with some of the slicers. Okay, so let me add one slicer, one by one, all the slicers. Okay, so first of all, the slicer will be, we are going to add the slicer here. Okay, so it will be by location. Outlet location. Okay, let me format it. It will be a drop down. Okay, after then we have to go to slicer header. Let me change it as outlet location, and it should be URL and 10. Okay, let me go to values. Background color, and let me choose the same color, not this one. Okay, here background, let me choose it as a, not this one also. Here we have to choose that. Okay, keep it. Okay. This color. Okay, it is looking fine. Now let me copy this one, same, and paste it here. It will be okay. So this will be by outlet size. Okay, let me again copy it, and this will be by item type. Change the title for each one. Okay, copy this one. Let me name it as a filter pane. Okay, now we are done. Okay, so thank you for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, thank you.